Kashmir Files, whose brilliant team is here with me, at least some of the significant members of the team, Vivek Agnihotri, Pallavi Joshi, and someone I share a birthday with and I'm meeting after a long time, Anupam Kher.
I didn't know that.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And Vivek and Pallavi, so proud of this. This film, ladies and gentlemen, Kashmir Files, has just stirred things up. It's made people talk, it's gone viral. There's been no traditional marketing around the film, but everyone's talking about it. Everyone's going to see it. There are films which are made with multi-hundred crore budgets, which are not getting the audiences, but this film has. And at the same time, there is a whole group, what we call the lobby, which is deeply uncomfortable because this film really goes deep into the crevices of their own conscience, ladies and gentlemen. They are unable to deal with the raw facts presented in this film. They call it revisionist. The country calls it the year's biggest hit. Here's why.
कश्मीर छोड़कर जाने को कहा है।
हमारे लोग मर रहे हैं सर।
कश्मीर चल रहा है, खुलेआम कश्मीरी हिंदुओं का कत्ले आम हो रहा है।
The audience is in tears. There is applause nationwide. And across the world, the diaspora is celebrating. "32 years on, pain of Kashmiri Hindus making some uncomfortable. The Kashmir Files captures the brutal truth. The filmmakers have in this journey faced legal threats to on-ground disruptions. From reported attempts to block the airing and even a political attack by the Congress in Kerala.
जिस तरह का प्यार, जिस तरह का तूफान इस फिल्म से खड़ा हुआ है, जिस तरह का सैलाब, लोगों का सैलाब जो इस फिल्म को देखने की जा रहा है, केरला कांग्रेस ने क्या बोला है वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है।
Kashmiri Pandit exodus happened and jihadi terrorists in the valley are responsible. A truth that even Republic TV has captured in its investigation in 2017. A truth that's even resonating in Parliament.
Was referring to Bakarwals and SCs and people of that. Will we be giving them their rights? They were denied rights for 70 years, and removal of Article 370 is the one which gives us now the equipment to be able to serve them.
32 years after the Pandit exodus, why are some reluctant to talk about plight of Kashmiri Hindus? What about the Kashmir Files makes them nervous?
We are not refugees. We are not minorities. We are Kashmiri Pandits from Kashmir. ये ज़मीन हमारी है, इस ज़मीन पर हमारा हक।
Let's debate.
But before that, Vivek, let me start with you. What is this? Why is everyone so riled up with you? They're usually riled up with you. You're the kind of person who likes to rile people up on Twitter. But this is different. There's some raw nerve we've touched somewhere.
See, I'll tell you what, in the last 5-6 years, Arnab, the youth of India, especially the disempowered youth, suddenly started feeling empowered. They thought they have a voice. And they realized that they have been lied upon, they have been, misled, misguided, and they have been brainwashed by the professors and intellectuals and historians, filmmakers and creative people. So they have been looking for truth. What made you so successful? Because people want raw truth. They don't want this sugar-coated truth. And this film, we did not write it. Every single dialogue was written by the terrorists and the professors of universities. I have not written them. I have not written this story in Kashmir. It was written by Islamic terrorists. So I have just presented as is. In fact, Pallavi will tell you, we interviewed 700 first-generation victims.
Wow.
Whose mothers were raped, gang raped, cut.
You met them?
Of course.
You spoke to them?
Spoke for days.
Why? To absorb it?
No. Because everybody had been talking about the victims of Kashmir, nobody was talking with the victims of Kashmir. So we said we'll go and find the real pain and what is their problem, and we have as is presented it without even adding a full stop or comma.
It's almost like a first-person account in that.
Absolutely primary research, as we call it.
And then many people I saw, I mean, see, it's terrible to interview someone when you only seen the reviews, Pallavi, but everybody's talking, why JNU? Why is she being made into a JNU professor? Why is JNU being dragged into it? And then he's being accused that you're putting this in some kind of a political narrative. Why JNU? Was there an attempt at putting opposites just to enhance, the narrative or to make it stronger, to put opposites, to make them clash?
See, when you speak about Kashmir, it has always been known as a conflict zone. And there is no just one theory to the story. There are multiple narratives when it comes to Kashmir. So we tried to be true to the story, and we tried to put in as many narratives as are available to show how deeply the Kashmiri Pandits have been impacted, not just by the genocide, but because the truth was hidden. Some other truths were tried to, half-truths were conveyed to people. And how the brainwashing of students has been happening in the universities, who think that Azad Kashmir is probably the best thing to happen.
I was seeing the trailer, and there's that Azadi chant which goes behind, which really irritates me because I took a very strong position. Anupamji knows it. 2016, when that JNU episode happens, we talked about it, and many of these wardis who later now involved in the Delhi riots cases, they were there talking about Azadi like a right. There was an attempt to glamorize that whole Chin kilenge Azadi, this Azadi, that Azadi. But now when that slogan comes in the context of your film, I think that's what makes people uncomfortable, that you are linking what has happened in 2016 in a way, at least when I see the trailer, to the kind of events that happened in 1918. No, directly. You're saying directly.
Because we have video the evidences where when Neelkant Ganjuji was killed, the judge who gave death sentence to Maqbool Bhatt, when he was killed in front of the court, all these terrorists were dancing around him singing song Azadi.
Yeah. So it was seen to be an achievement. People don't want to know the reality, Anupamji.
People don't want to know the truth. Because it makes their so-called truth look like a lie, which is a lie.
What is the truth?
The truth is what we have shown in the film. The truth is, we have changed the name of the university. The truth is that we heard the Azadi songs over there only. We heard the slogans of Tere Qatil Zinda hai, Afzal hum Sharminda hai. We heard everybody over there. So what is wrong in depicting that?
No, but do you think...
Where does the word Tukde Tukde gang come from? From there. So let's be honest. And today's generation, especially of the younger people generation, which is not yet hopefully influenced by the so-called PhD doctors or the students of certain universities are there for ages. They've reached retirement age. They're still the students there. And what is wrong in showing that?
Can I ask you more directly? Nobody wants to accept...
You're known to be asking directly. That's your
I'm
trap.
meeting you after a long time. I love this. But people don't want to accept the fact that there has been a Hindu genocide. I think that is the fundamental point.
The truth.
No, but nobody wants to accept it. Nobody wants to... Hold it up. What is this?
This is, I'll tell you what.
Viewers, just come here.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
After the abrogation of 370, a lot of these leftist lobbies, a lot of Indians involved, they've been going to Seattle State and here, and they're getting proclamations that there is a fascist government, there's no 4G and all that. Now, Rhode Island is supposed to be the most democrat, progressive and liberal state of America.
Let me hold the mic. Yeah, you hold this up.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sure you know better. You have studied in US, right? UK, sorry. But you know...
Hindu college first.
Yeah, whenever a Democrat president contests elections, he starts his campaign from here.
Yeah, tell me about this.
After seeing the film, they have said the premiere of the Kashmir Files, be it hereby known to all that the Rhode Island House of Representatives, which is like their parliament, hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri, the premier of the Kashmir Files, detailing the terrorism and extremism by memorializing the events of 1990, in which 5 lakh Kashmiri Hindus were ethnically cleansed in the Kashmir Valley by Islamic gangs and forced to live as refugees, signed by the Speaker of the House, Majority Leader of the House, Minority Leader of the House, Republican and Democrat and neutral. This is an official statement.
Well,
This is the achievement of the film.
It is the achievement of the film. So Anupam ji, are you willing to debate? Because the format of my debate, we've set this up now. I think the issue for debate today is, Anupam Kher, do we need to come to terms with the fact that in our country, in our time, there has been a Hindu genocide? And we've sort of softened the blow by simply calling it Exodus and then putting a question mark on Exodus as well. The Exodus was forced by a genocide. We don't want to talk, we always talk about the root causes of other issues. We don't want to come to the root cause here.
The problem क्या है कि जो फिल्म की सक्सेस है, इतनी बड़ी सक्सेस है कि उस पर अब प्रश्न चिन्ह उठ ही नहीं सकता है।
हिंदू जेनोसाइड पर।
हाँ, और बाकी
हिंदू नरसंहार, हिंदुओं की जो नरसंहार हुई, पंडितों की जो नरसंहार
है, और इससे बाकी जगह के हिंदुओं को लगता है कि शायद ऐसा कभी हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो सकता है। कश्मीर का जो हुआ, जिसमें सारे 5 लाख कश्मीरी हिंदुओं को भागना पड़ा, निकलना पड़ा, अपने देश में रेफ्यूजी बनने लगा, उससे बाकी हिंदुओं को महसूस होने लगा कि कहीं ऐसा हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि एग्जाम्पल तो है, 32 साल तक उसके बारे में बात नहीं की है। तो जो डिबेट करना चाहते हैं, दे आर मोस्ट वेलकम टू डिबेट, बट द ट्रूथ इज, इस फिल्म ने बच्चे, बूढ़े, जवान, स्टूडेंट्स, पढ़े लिखे, अनपढ़, सब लोग इस फिल्म को देखने जा रहे हैं। हमारे पास तो इतना पैसा भी नहीं था कि हम इसके पोस्टर लगाते जी। तो जब बिना पोस्टर लगे ये फिल्म आज इस मुकाम पे पहुंची है, ये सैलाब है, लोगों का सैलाब आ रहा है इसको देखने के लिए। है लोगों की, मेरे को जो 25-25 साल से मैसेज नहीं भेजते, वो मुझे मैसेज भेज रहे हैं। मतलब जिनको मैं लगता था कि खत्म होने गया, अभी चलो, हाँ,
you won't believe it, it's a
मैंने देखे, I saw the videos there.
मैं तो बोल
So, for the sake of the debate, they are
No, I just want to have all sides right now.
No.
So should we go down for the debate?
जैसा information
दीजिए, please. Walking करते करते आप बातें. Come on, let's move. Let's move this way. We'll walk this way. Come.
Okay.
हाँ.
तो मैं छोटा तो after see in Washington DC when we screened this film, after that at the Capitol Hill there was a congressional reception for us.
Okay.
And some Democrat people who were part of this, India is a fascist government, there is no 4G and there is no internet in Kashmir. They came and they said, now we realize this was a Kashmir genocide. The Democrat Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy said.
So was this underplayed? It's because it was underplayed. Nobody told us.
Yeah, and Mark Warner, who's a Democrat senator and chairman of Indian caucus, on record he said, Pakistan comes and lobbies with us every week. To tell us that Kashmir is not a part of India.
Yeah.
But Indian government has never told us this until abrogation of 370.
Yeah.
So it was the new government's foreign diplomacy that they became aware of.
Why don't you come this way? Pallavi, please. Anupam ji.